I once met a girl in Echo Park who had a lot to say.
I mean, I check out on the white boys, man. You see them on the internet drinking little coffee and like, "Damn, how do you guys do it, you know?" I want to do that. But hey, I don't know. I do check out like, why can't they do that and why can't we?
She's right. To a community that has to work every day to get by, it's unfathomable to think of spending an entire day in a coffee shop on the internet. Hipsters, however, have that kind of privilege. Hipsters, according to Norman Mailer, are rarely artists. They never are a writer. Hipsters have the advantage of being in the upper income brackets.
Well, Echo Park community, as far as I've been living here, about maybe 6 years.
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
It's pretty good. I mean, pretty decent.
Yeah?
It's not as bad as everybody told me about. South Central is even worse, but but here is much better compared over there. And you just gotta be careful once in a while because there's people calling for crews. They're not really gangs, but then they're like be tagging, and then if you and they don't really do anything. But then there's like the other guys who are the real gangsters who just be trying to fight with you. As long as you don't cross them, it's a pretty safe community. But it's a good community as far as I know. I mean, I haven't lived here all my life, so I can't say it's the perfect community, but
gotcha.
It's good enough.
Hipsters have a tendency to go to communities where they really are the minority. The hipster has a language of chic, things such as organic living, non-spiritual yoga practice, and thrift stores. Hipsters forget that their skin allows them access to things colored people can't have. Part of the reason why they go to communities of the downtrodden is because communities of the oppressed are where people have a very rich cultural history. Norman Mailer once referred to it as a dowry. The gay community is what has the dowry now. The hipster attempts to be as metrosexual as possible. They mute their gender through metrosexuality or just by simply being dirty. The hipster tries to be like a person of color. They reference their generational heritage whenever convenient.
How do you feel about the diversity of the community?
The diversity is okay because you see Latinos and Filipinos, and this community actually has a lot of different types of Latinos, like Mexicans, Guatemalans, Hondurans, and most people say, "Oh, you're all of you just Mexicans," which is just like a stereotype.
Right.
But if people really look at the diversity, they'll be able to see there's more culture to it than meets the eye.
By patronizing the people of a truly hip culture, the hipster is disregarding any sense of history, a colonial history. The person of color has lived this history time and time again. And what hipsters can't admit is that the hatred beneath the skin of our unjust society and the amount of collective violence that breeds within it, that itself may not be capable of being contained. Norman Mailer warned of the hipster influence on cultural production. Film, music, etc. all show aspects of the egotistical nature of the hipster, the self-serving nature. Norman Mailer described them as infantile and psychopathic. The hipster is really only capable of doing what makes them happy. It is their only release from themselves. They feel as though they have no true outlet for self-expression. They live to only serve themselves.
Has there been a change in the diversity?
As far as I know, because there's a couple Caucasians in Sunset more often now than it used to be.
Really?
I guess that's a dramatic change, but the Caucasians came in and they don't really seem to add anything because they kind of stay in their little world, but some of them do add more things, like in a way they go to you see some of them in the public schools, which before you didn't see them in. And when I graduated from high school, there was like only one, and then when I left there's like a couple more, so I guess they kind of add more value to the school now, I guess. Well, not value, but you know what I mean, they add more to the school than it was before.
How do you feel about
God,
the Caucasians coming into the community? Do you feel like they help the community in any way?
To be honest, I don't really see them doing too much. They're normally not even around. They just buy or rent houses and they kind of just stay in their own little world.
Really?
So they don't go out as much. I mean, there are a few that will go out, but I think they just go to where there's more, in the areas where there's more Caucasians, but that's me personally, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but so don't take guys my word for it. But I believe that's just a good diverse community. A couple Caucasians you see here and there, not too many, so. And I don't know if they ever cause trouble, but as far as I know, they kind of just keep to themselves, so. One day they'll probably open up and start exploring more, but until then, let them do what they want. We do what we want, they do what they want, everybody's happy.